What does our future look like? This is a question we have been asking ourselves since the beginning of time. And no matter what time period you're in, or who you ask, when it comes to mankind's long-term future, most answers will be fundamentally the same. Humanity will end up destroying itself. Some say it will be nuclear Armageddon that does it. Some speculate climate change. Others will say population collapse. And then there is the threat of AI.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
This is the topic I want to cover in this video, because I do believe AI advancements could potentially result in us destroying ourselves. And no, I'm not talking about some super intelligent AI like Skynet that will enslave us all. No, I'm talking about how AI could make it so damn easy for us to indulge ourselves in our desires too much, and how that could lead to short-term happiness but long-term suffering. So without further delay, here I present how AI and machine learning will destroy the world. What is the number one measure of power and influence in our world? Money, of course. And with AI and machine learning, a lot more money is waiting there, ready to be collected. Because of machine learning, all kinds of operations will get automated, which results in tasks being performed way faster and way cheaper without a human laborer needing to be involved at all. And as recent times have shown us, it's not only the basic jobs that are being automated. No, it's also lots of creative jobs. So you can imagine, using this technology would be of great benefit to a company like Netflix, which has already started putting out job applications for AI product managers with a salary up to $900,000 US. And it makes sense. Paying a few people ridiculously high salaries is still way cheaper than paying your thousands of employees a fair wage. The Corpos will get much richer, much faster, but in return, like how it always is with greed, it's never enough. Even more wealth will be desired.
How much is enough?
Alright, bear with me for a second. In the production of a product, be it whatever, there are usually 4 groups involved. The bottom worker, the consumer, management, and top leadership. Now, which of these groups will suffer at the hands of AI? Well, of course you're going to say the bottom worker. Well, I'd argue that actually all 4 groups will suffer at the hands of AI in the long run. How? Well, let's go over each group one by one. Let's start with the bottom worker. I'll pick a relevant one to represent them all, the voice actor. With the rise of tools like ElevenLabs and others, voice actors will potentially no longer be needed beyond a few record sessions. 15 minutes of talking is all ElevenLabs needs, for example, to perfectly recreate a voice. From that point on, you can make the voice say whatever you want.
This technology is kind of fucked up, isn't it?
Therefore, unregulated, of course, studios will be taking advantage of this and pay voice actors a one-time amount and use the voice forever in whatever they like.
Now get out of here.
I need that money.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Even after a person's death. That's how it could work. But let's stop with the full-on dooming for a second. Things will get regulated, be it by government interference or large enough groups of people fighting against it. One example of this is Hi-Res Studios, a game development studio which was accused of cloning talents' voices for its games. Now, after lots of understandable backlash, the studio already took action and updated their internal policies. A small win, but as technology progresses, and the potential profits start piling up, how long will people be able to fight back before corporations find a way to circumvent it all? Through the usual means, of course. Let's move on to the next group. The consumer. How can they possibly suffer from the rise of AI? More stuff to consume. Well, let's talk about creative works. Okay, people's favorite pastimes will get made faster, but the quality will go down fast. Let's look at it this way. A lot of movies these days already feel extremely repetitive and feels like they are just checking off a list of checkboxes. A lot of games these days are already reskins over and over with boring, unimaginative graphics. And people are complaining about this all the time. Well, here's how AI works. You tell the AI certain things to do, it takes from already existing things, and then it mimics them. Results, creative fields that are already being incredibly stale today will become even worse with AI. AI won't be generating something as great as Arcane, for example. That's for fucking sure. It might someday be able to mimic the art style perfectly. Maybe. But AI coming up with a completely new art style, and more importantly, a story that actually feels human, I just don't see this ever happening.
I had fun asking an AI, ChatGPT, to come up with the title and synopsis of a movie in the style of Christopher Nolan.
In a futuristic society controlled by artificial intelligence, a rebellious hacker discovers the existence of a secret network that links all human minds, the Nexus. As he plunges into this complex virtual world, illusion and reality merge, putting his life and the fate of humanity at risk. He must find the core of the Nexus to save humanity from the relevant script of the AI. Complete, we say in English, cobblers, because, total nonsense.
So it's like he tried and take a few things of a few of your movies and did a mashup and just a weird thing came out.
Yeah, completely.
We also tried doing like a poster, which was okay, but more looked like a comic book poster than a real movie.
Let's move on to the next group. The managers. The people that manage the work. Well, automating the workforce is a big win for them. Less employees and faster done work equals larger paychecks for the people that oversee it all. Because there always has to be at least someone involved in the work, right? McDonald's disagrees. There are already fully self-serving McDonald's out there with no employees present at all, and yes, not even a store manager. Unfortunately for our management, as they get richer, so do the corporate layers above them. And with greed being never ending, if there is a way for the very top to make even more money than they already do, they will absolutely take the gamble to get rid of management and rely solely on automation. And that brings us to the final group, the one that will outlive everyone else. Top leadership. How can they possibly suffer from machine learning in the workforce? Sure, in the short term, they can only profit from this. But ask yourself this. As more and more gets automated and people lose their jobs, who is left to buy the product? A truth employees at Adobe have already come to realize. See, who buys Adobe software? Well, designers, editors, and artists. See where I'm going with this? This is where things could end for everyone. More and more automation equals less and less jobs equals less and less consumers. That seems pretty catastrophic.
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
And that's how AI will destroy the world. But wait, there is a solution. Universal basic income. Pay all the people that lose their jobs to AI an equal income, so they can all start consuming again. In the far, far future, it will eventually evolve into this. 99% of the world has the same amount of universal income, and 1% is like mega rich, meaning they hold all the power. Not exactly a world where I want to live in. Is it possible for a person to be perfect?
You're perfect. You are perfect.
No. Sure, you can try to look your best and act your best when going out, even put on a bit of a mask to hide some of your least favorite personality traits, but in the end, you can't hide the real you. On social media, you have a lot more options though. We can only share our best pictures, show only our best creations and achievements, and only share our most fun experiences. Yet even though what we display on social media about ourselves might be better than how it is in real life, it is still always going to be flawed in some way. The way we look, the things we make, the way we act. We are only human after all. Yet, if there is one thing we dislike more than anything, it's seeing these imperfections exposed. Especially when we see others have it so much better than us, look better than us, and seemingly live more fulfilling lives than us. We want to strive to be like the very best. That's in our nature. We look up to people. But then comes AI spreading across the internet, and now behind some social media presence, there will be no real person at all anymore, only a fully artificial creation.
Meet Mila Sophia, her social media full of eye-popping photos. Now, hold on to your hat. This blonde bombshell is not a living, breathing person. That's right, you're looking at the work of artificial intelligence.
And there are so many benefits AI personas have over real people. AI personas will never behave in an unwanted way, never speak out of line or be tired or stressed.
Can't see! There are cars there, motherfucker! Get out of the way! They're stopped for you.
They will perfectly say what the followers want to hear and display only perfection without a single flaw. Real people will start comparing their looks and experiences to those that aren't real at all, and lots of the time they won't even know that's the case. And it won't stop at models and influencers. Also, artists will suffer. They will see artificial creations appear on their feeds every single day between all the usual real stuff without ever being able to tell the difference. Some will obviously become way more critical because of this and try everything they can to block out the artificial from the real. So what is a natural result from that? Real people and real creations will start getting accused of being fake.
That mother back there is not real!
An example of this is the art subreddit that banned all AI art. But because it is so hard to tell the difference between real and artificial art these days, the moderator once started accusing a real artist of creating AI art. Well, that was actually not the case. What will be the end result of all this AI madness? The standards we hold ourselves to will grow. It will grow to a point that our human looks, creations, and achievements will no longer meet the impossible standards set by AI. Humans aren't perfect, and therefore they are just not good enough. Why even bother with anything at all? And that's how AI will destroy the world. Free time. For lots of everyday hardworking people, it's the most valuable resource in the world. Because working a 9-to-5 job is one thing, but then there's also all the other work and responsibilities life brings with it. So that makes the time we can unwind and relax so special. No stress, no bullshit, just ourselves with our favorite hobbies. But with the rise of AI and machine learning, that valuable resource won't be that rare anymore. The possibilities in ways AI can make all sorts of worries and struggles just disappear is incredible. Sure, a lot of different services for that already exist, but they are so expensive and they still require you to interact with people. Well, don't worry, with AI it can become even more comfortable. People don't need to be involved in this at all. A tool like Deliverers, for example, will deliver food to you without you ever having to greet a person. Early creations of machine learning are also already there, like automated vacuum bots, grass mowing bots, and voice-controlled systems like Alexa.
Alexa, add big hairy balls to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added big hairy balls to your shopping list.
But these basic things won't make all stress disappear. For one, we still need to make choices. But luckily through algorithms, AI in the future might know more about you than you do about yourself, providing you with a most fitting answer for all your questions and automating all difficult choice making in your life. This way you can stay in your comfort zone forever. Sounds like heaven, right? Well, here's the problem that I see. How can we develop as humans this way? We learn by trial and error, can't develop problem-solving abilities when never facing problems, or social skill without ever interacting with people. And so I'm being forced outdoors by responsibilities that we encounter all the uncomfortable moments that shape us into becoming better humans.
Mondays, am I right, Joe? You said it, guy.
But if there's no real need to get uncomfortable anymore, why would we put ourselves in those situations when it's much safer in the comfort zone, and so we grow complacent? We might lose our drive to do anything, fight back against anything, just mindlessly chase the dopamine hits as we don't know anymore what it's like to be uncomfortable. And that's how AI will destroy the world. But wait, getting more free time can also be turned into something really productive. People can find the drive to become the person they've always wanted to be a filmmaker, game creator, or animator, for example. But with the advancements of machine learning, you can become that person so much easier. No more boring lessons you need to take or skills you need to have. Now everyone can do it. Want to make a game but you can't draw? Well, generate it. Need voice actors? Generate it. Can't really code? Well, write some prompts and generate it. All you need is a good idea in the end. Can't come up with one? Well, you can generate one as well. Now after it's done, only one thing remains: getting people's attention. Well, good luck, since now everyone can be an artist, meaning it's not going to be easy competing with the other millions of quickly generated products flooding the internet. And that's how AI will destroy the world. Life can be a lonely experience. You don't have a partner, or maybe you have, but you're not happy with the current relationship. You lack the confidence to go out there and find the connection you're looking for. It's scary, too uncomfortable, too high of a mountain to climb. But not having that special connection today is not as bad as it used to be. We can meet the desire for connection through all sorts of available services now, through the internet. Distract ourselves from the loneliness that way. And now with AI, the available services will evolve even further. Since sex sells in all aspects of life, it's no surprise that lust is also one of the biggest driving forces in the evolution of AI. The evolution of AI image and video generation, for one, is still in a lot of ways being carried by horny people on the internet. Alongside that, there are also now lots of phone apps on the market where people can create a virtual girlfriend and then message them to a point of straight up sexting.
It's time to stop!
And considering how many of them there are, seems like there really is a market for it. And with the user market so big, and in turn lots of investments being made, how long will it take before people can order a fully customizable girlfriend like the one in Blade Runner, for example? A way to get intimate and drive away the loneliness without having to deal with real people and therefore real problems. Sounds amazing, right? In the end, just like Agent K realizes in Blade Runner, an imitation will always be just that, an imitation. The little flaws real humans have, the struggles they share make a connection special. An artificial creation, on the other hand, will be designed with just one goal in mind: please the consumer at all costs.
Would you read to me? It'll make you feel better.
You hate that book.
I don't want to read either. Let's dance.
That's not real. In the end, it's all a big lie, and it won't solve loneliness at all, just make it worse. But it won't appear like that on the surface. Lots of people will be enticed by it. Why deal with real people and flawed people when I can indulge in all my desires without having to worry about anything? With AI, there are no fights, there are no struggles, no rejections or potential heartbreaks. So yes, for the short term, those are straight up real enticing benefits. But in the long term, it will make society even more isolated and lonely than it already is. And then there's the other issue. AI will not only be used to create artificial objects of lust, but will also be used on real people. The fact that AI is usable by anonymous people to fabricate real people to do whatever they want with is just a really scary thought. And no, it's not only famous people on the internet that will have to deal with it, the technology has also spread to workplaces and high schools. And it's just the start. It's a technology let loose. Pandora's box has been opened. All of this left unchecked and unregulated will lead to catastrophe. And that's how AI will destroy the world. Have you ever really just hated someone? Like a politician or a family member, or maybe even some random guy on the internet you never actually met. Like a really vile person. A person you got completely figured out and you want to show the world what a pathetic person he or she really is. Well, that isn't always that easy, since there is not always any real evidence that supports your view of a person. It could simply just be a personal bias.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons! Yeah.
Well, now with AI and machine learning, that doesn't really matter. You can manipulate the truth with some good old misinformation. For a good cause, of course. The person you're targeting is horrible anyway.
I hope you fucking die, homie, straight up!
Well, here are some ways misinformation is already being spread today through the use of machine learning. People recreating someone's voice using ElevenLabs and then call people with it, scamming people with it, and just make recordings of them saying racist stuff. Images being generated that put people in certain fake scenarios. Now you can still tell they're fake, but that undoubtedly will change. Same for deepfake videos. What happens when we can no longer tell the difference?
He's suggesting it came out of nowhere. What we subsequently learned is it may have come from the former president or his legal team acting in bad faith. This is a deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing. It took around 72 hours to create this example from scratch using extremely powerful GPU. It could be improved with more computing time, but 90% of people cannot tell the difference.
Using some of these tools, a person's character can be completely destroyed on social media for all to see, and it's not even real. But whatever, the world has been done a favor. The person was horrible anyway, right? Misinformation or not, people's eyes have been opened. And you can do it all anonymously behind the safety of your keyboard. No one to judge you, and no need to be confronted with consequences. You can be hostile towards someone without ever needing to be in danger yourself. And with literally every person on earth given this power, things can get really ugly. What was once someone's lie made up to destroy something they don't like could become an accepted truth if enough people believe it to be so. What is real and what isn't? This is how AI and machine learning will destroy the world. Whew, this was one hell of a negative video, wasn't it? Well, to end things off, I just want to share two more thoughts. First, indulging in the mentioned desires is not a bad thing. It's what makes us human. Without it, we would just be robots that don't enjoy anything. But it's when you indulge in them too much that things start to get bad. And AI just makes that easier. And the second thought, things won't get as bad as predicted in the video. This entire video just showcased what would happen if human desires are left completely unchecked, which in a functioning society like this one just isn't the case. There are governments and therefore there are rules, and with AI advancements will come regulations as well. Sometimes we need to be protected from ourselves. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, I appreciate it a lot. I know this video is kinda outside of my usual gaming niche, but I really enjoyed making it. Want to see more videos like this one? Have any thoughts yourself about machine learning and AI and the dangers it brings? Leave a comment down below, I love engaging with the community. Thank you all for watching and catch you all later.